He resides and lives in Montreal. He's married with Jessica, a father of Aida Elisa, 8 years old, but they still reside in Colombia. He's 34 years old. He's been #1 contender since 2015. He's a former amateur star. He had participated in the Olympic Game in Beijing. He won a gold medal in the Pan Am Game in Rio in 2007. He is one of the few fighters in America who holds a winning record against Cubans. Even he has 3 wins against the current gold medalist of the last Olympic Game, Julio Cesar de la Cruz. So he is rated by Ring Magazine since 218 months. So over 4 years, he's been rated in the top 10, the best contender in the world. He fought on his way up. He beat Edison Miranda, Alexander Johnson. He traveled in Monaco to beat undefeated Rino Lindenberg, where he got his WBC silver belt. He traveled in Chicago to beat Anatoly Duchenko. He fought and beat Isaac Chilemba to become the mandatory contender in Quebec City in November 2015. And since then, even if the timing was not there, didn't have the opportunity to fight against Adonis Stevenson for the title, he was very active. He fought 4 times. We took that opportunity to raise his value, to bring his confidence higher, and he beat 2 former stars in Quebec. He knocked out Etienne Boutet in the 5th round, and remember, Boutet was just fresh from a draw that has been reversed since then, but a draw against Badou Jack, and he beat also soundly Jean Pascal. So it was his last fight, and he was supposed, after that last fight, he was supposed to fight Superman. Oh, by the way, I'm pretty sure he will be happy to see Superman, and it was brilliant, and I'm convinced also that Superman will be there to watch that fight, because Eledier will be there also to watch next week his fight against Badou Jack. So, I'm telling you, Eledier Alvarez is the #1, is the best contender in the world. And I know that we got that fight because another fight fell apart, but I'm telling you, Eledier Alvarez would not have been a 50-50 fight against Marcus Brown. He has more experience, he's a man, has more maturity, and I'm convinced he would beat any contender in the world. I'm also convinced, looking at all the fighters the 4 champions have fought, I'm convinced that Eledier Alvarez would have won against all of them. And I'm really, really convinced of that. And so when you get a fighter who has a lot of talent, great speed, a great environment, excellent training with Mark Ramsey, and an excellent management team with Stéphane Lépine, I'm telling you, he's also excited, fully dedicated. Can see, train, live in Montreal. His family still in California because he wants to focus on his career, but he planned to bring them back in Montreal very soon. So he is hungry, determined, a dangerous contender, and August the 4th, with all due respect, he will be the new WBO champion, light heavyweight champion of the world. Thank you very much. So I'd like to introduce the undefeated #1 contender of the world, Eledier Storm Alvarez.
Good afternoon, everybody. Buenas tardes a todos. Primero que todo,
First of anything, I'm the interpreter, first of all.
Primero que todo, darle gracias a Grupo Michel,
First of everything, I would like to thank Gregor Michel,
a mi gerente Stefan Lepin, que no está aquí,
to Stefan Lepin, who's not here currently,
a Many Event, Katy Dua, HBO,
Main Event, Petluva on HBO,
Sergey Kovalev,
Sergey Kovalev,
por esta oportunidad.
for this opportunity.
Bueno, me siento como un poco halagado hoy.
I feel really overwhelmed and very,
Es mi primera rueda de prensa en el exterior.
it's my first press conference outside of my country.
Y bueno, voy a hablar un poco de mí.
And I want to speak a little bit about myself.
La primera vez que me propusieron pelear con Sergey Kovalev,
The first time that they offered me to fight against Sergey Kovalev,
no lo pensé y de una vez dije que sí.
I didn't thought about it too much and I said at once yes.
Porque bueno, todo el mundo sabe, casi 3 años esperando a Dennis Stevenson
Because everybody knows I've been 3 years waiting for Stevenson
por el campeonato del mundo.
for the World Championship.
Entonces me sale una oportunidad de estas, quise aprovecharla de una vez.
So I had this kind of opportunity and I wanted to take advantage of it at once.
Es lo mismo, es un campeonato del mundo,
It's the same thing, it's a World Championship.
pero la importancia de este combate
But the importance of this fight
es el oponente que tengo al frente.
is the man that I'm facing, the man that I'm going to be fighting with.
Es el mejor de la categoría de los 175 libras.
Is the best in the category of the 175 pounds.
Y después que tomé la decisión de pelear como boxeador profesional,
And after I took the decision to fight as a professional boxer,
he querido enfrentar a los mejores.
I wanted to face the best ones.
Y Sergey Kovalev es uno de los mejores.
And Sergey Kovalev is one of the best ones.
Y el próximo 4 de agosto van a conocer mucho más a Eledier Alvarez.
And the 4th of August, you're going to know more about who Eledier Alvarez is.
Porque muchos me conocen por Box Red,
Many know me from Box Red,
porque no he tenido la oportunidad de tener una pelea de esta envergadura como la que voy a tener el 4 de agosto.
because I didn't have before to have a fight of such a important significance as the one that I'm going to have on the 4th of August.
Entonces es mi oportunidad de mostrar todo lo que tengo por todo lo que he pasado a lo largo de mi carrera.
So it's just going to be a chance for me to show what I have and everything that I went throughout my career.
El próximo 4 de agosto el WBO va a tener un nuevo campeón que es Eledier Alvarez.
The next 4th of July, 4th of August, WBO is going to have our next champion and it's going to be Eledier Alvarez.
Mucho respeto por Sergey Kovalev,
I have a lot of respect for Mr. Kovalev, for Sergey Kovalev.
un gran campeón,
He's a great champion.
pero me gusta pelear con los mejores y me gusta este tipo de pelea y sé que va a ser una pelea difícil,
But I like this kind of fights. I know it's going to be a difficult fight.
pero sé lo que tengo, sé mis condiciones y mi preparación y el próximo 4 de agosto voy a ser campeón del mundo.
But I know what I have. I know my training and my preparation. And the next August 4th, I'm going to be the champion.
Thank you very much. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Writers who saw me working, doing a job, and by the way, it still is a hobby. It still is. Yes. I really like what I do. I really enjoy what I do, and that's probably why coming along very well. I don't see that as my work, as my job. I see that as my life, and all the fighters with me, I really don't pay much attention. Is he the best? Is he the champion? But he's just starting today. Is he going to be turning a pro? I even talk with some who's still amateur boxers, and I treat them all the same. Sometimes some writers are asking me like, which out of your fighters are the best? Which out of your fighters you like most? and I just say simple, you know, if you cut my finger on my hand, no matter which one you're gonna cut, it's gonna still the same pain. So all of my fighters, I would say I look at them, and they are the same to me. As far as Sergey Kovalev, we went with him through a lot of long road, I would say, and I wanted to say to the fighters who are starting today or started a year ago, Sergey Kovalev opened a lot of doors to new fighters from Russia, from Ukraine, from all over the Soviet Union, because everybody was looking up to him. And then we started, nobody knew much about the Russian fighters, and he was very patient, and I was also very patient too. So we went a very, very long run. Before I met Cafe Duva, I had to manage, promote, do everything for Sergey, and we went through the 18 fights. 18, right, Cafe? He was 18 and 0 when I brought it here? Yeah, 18 and 0, yes. So I think we did both. Sergey played a big role into my management career, and I wanted to thank him personally. You know, that the trophy I got yesterday, it wouldn't be without the Sergey. So he played a big role. As far as the August 4th coming, I think we got outside of the champions, we got the best opponent is available today in the light heavyweight division. I was actually even, surprised that Alvarez agreed to fight, because he was standing. He gave away his position, mandatory position to fight the WBC, and he chose to fight Sergey. So it's a lot of respect for that. In the closing, I wanted to thank writers, fans, HBO, promoters, host, Hard Rock, and whoever who's not going to make to Atlantic City to watch it, to watch it live, come over, turn on the TVs and watch on HBO. Thank you very much. We'll see you.
Thank you, Vegas. I also want to acknowledge Sergey's trainer, Aurora, who I'm not sure if he's still here. He's got some guys fighting tonight on the undercard, but he's going to play a big role in this second half of Sergey's career. Sergey is making, by the way, his 14th appearance on HBO on August 4th, and this will be his 14th world title fight. He is what I would call a real champion. He has traveled throughout the world, challenging his opponents in their own hometown many times. He has taken on every challenge that has been offered to him without a moment's hesitation. He has reached the point in his career when we get to see how real champions cement their legacies. I don't believe, and again, we'll go back to my 40 years, I saw Marvin Hagler, I saw Ray Leonard, I saw Muhammad Ali, I saw, every great fighter really of this last 40, 50 years, and very few of them didn't suffer a loss. And when you come down to it, a career is not measured by the W's and the L's on your record in the end. It's measured by the richness of the challenges you accept and the memories you make for the fans along the way. We have seen some pretty special things from Sergey since we met him just 6 years ago, and I expect that he has a lot more thrills to give all of us before he decides to call it a career, because that's what great champions do. And as always, it is my privilege and my delight to introduce you to the WBO light heavyweight champion of the world, Sergey Kovalev.
thank you, Philip. Let me put on my head this hat because I have some promise for this company. Support me, you know, in my boxing career, in my life right now. Thank you very much for everything, and I'm happy to be here and back to New York, and I'm glad to be here again. First of all, I want to say thank you to Aegis, who someday believed in me and gave me opportunity to be a professional fighter, and realize my dreams to make it, you know, like to be to make it happy. Yeah, to make it happy. Yes, sorry for my English. And also to thank you to Katie Dolan, who supports us and gave opportunity fighting on HBO, and thanks also to HBO for great opportunity to be in team of HBO boxing, and personally for thank you for help to Peter Nelson and this hotel, this cafe, Hard Rock Cafe, for this press conference. Thanks to Yvonne Michel and Eledier Alvarez for approved the fight, and I think so and I'm sure that we will show a very great fight August 4th, because I have a plan to defend my title. He has a plan to get the title and to be champion. It will be a very big battle, and we must be ready and be the best shape in our boxing career. Because in future, opening huge fights, unification fights, I hope. Thank you, all writers who gave award that Aegis best manager in the world, Vasily best fighter in the world, and his father Anatoly Lomachenko best trainer in the world. Thank you very much for everything, and see you, I think so, for in next press conference before August 4th. God bless you, everyone. I'm here for the fight. Thank you.
Put your head down.
Nice. Russia.
Right down the middle. This direction, guys. Hey guys, to your left.
Russia.
To your left, guys.
To your left.
Guys, to your left. To your left. All right, one at a time. Two guys, over here. Settle down. Alvarez. Settle down. Everybody.
Okay, okay, we got it. We got it.
Put your head down. Sergey, give me. Right here. Lady. Everybody.
Everybody, just a little down the lens side, all right?
Go ahead, you say that. Just right. Can you go face to face one more time? Go, Sergey, face to face one more time.
Cara, otra vez, Eledier. Cara, otra vez, cara, otra vez.
No, yo no me